Today we got a request to review the phone store. So let's do a quick check here. So first off, favicon, check. Awesome. We go to the bottom here. We do still have the Powered by Shopify logo at the bottom there. Definitely get rid of that. If you've never done it before, we do have a link to a YouTube video on our channel, which you can watch to get rid of that super easy. So let's take a look at the home page here. Let's start with the header. So awesome, you've got a home, you got mobile phones with drop down, which is great, accessories, very well organized in terms of getting traffic to the right place. I do like the page on device description in terms of what defines what, which is great. In the About Us page, it looks good, but I would personally recommend putting in your two physical locations. With refurbished products, it's always difficult to get customers to actually trust your store. So having those physical locations will really help enhance people's view or perspective on the legitimacy of your business. One thing you've done really well is having the customer reviews of your products because it's another way of getting people to trust your store and trust that you're actually providing something that is a legitimate product and not trying to scam them or anything like that. I love how you have all the details of what you're actually selling. Definitely makes it much more relatable. Going back to your homepage here, I think it looks great. You've got a great hero banner here, and right away you have a list of some of your top products. That is perfect because that encourages customers to go directly to some of these. And then below that, you just have a couple of the different sections of what defines who you are, and then you've got the customer reviews. I think that is perfect. It's not too cluttered, it's not too much. That is great. One thing I've noticed about the customer reviews, and I've never seen this happen before with this theme, but some of the text is bleeding over from one review to the next, that it almost seems like it's the same sentence. Like I said, I've never seen this happen before in this theme. You might need to look at the coding if you adjusted some of it. Take a look at things. It seems a little bit strange. Also, the read more link doesn't have a different text. It's not bold. It's not underlined. That's also kind of bizarre, and it even cuts words off there. So it seems weird. You might want to look into that a little bit, see if there needs to be some custom coding or something to that extent. Taking a look at your social media channels, I noticed that the Facebook link is dead. You definitely want to update that because it is great to sell on Facebook Marketplace, and Facebook is just a great place to advertise. I looked at your Instagram and YouTube. It seems like your YouTube hasn't been updated in a really long time, so you might want to take a look at that. As well as your Instagram. Your Instagram seems more up to date, but it's so-so. If you want to capitalize on the different social media options available to you, you really have to make sure that those are active. Another thing that I noticed is that even though you have a drop down for LG phones, there's not actually a product page for that. So until you actually get LG phones, I definitely recommend getting rid of that drop down link. Taking a look at your contact us page, it's great that you have us here. I do notice that you do have a location here. Like I said before, you might want to have more about that in the About Us as opposed to here, but it's good to have it here as well. There's also this random blank section in here. You can just remove that completely, and that'll help tie things up nicely. Now that we've done a general overview, let's look at the SEO side of things. First off, let's take a look at your homepage here. So this is what people would see within Google, and it's pretty decent. The title is straightforward. It does get cut off a little bit there, but I mean it's still it tells your customers what your product is about. In terms of the description, you can definitely improve upon this. There's a lot of keywords that you want to put in there. For this particular product, you want to make sure that you tell people it's used, the type of phones that you offer, that they're cell phones, that they're unlocked. Just make sure that you have all those keywords covered. So let's take a look at the SEO for one of your products here. So if we go over to what people would see when finding on Google, the title is fine, but there are some improvements that can be made to the description here. So Shopify automatically grabs the start of your product information and it makes that the SEO. But you can actually edit the SEO directly without changing the product description just by going to the product, bottom of the page, and edit SEO. You want to make sure that your meta description here is short, concise, and to the point, and has a lot of those keywords in it. So right now we're just getting more about your store as well. There's some keywords there. Like I said, unlocked is very useful. The fact that it's this phone. You want to put something in there that it is a used phone. Just make sure that you are catering to what people would actually search for on Google and that it still describes your product. So there you go. That's a review of the phone store. Catch you next time.